Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Derek, formerly known as Doordash Dad. And speaking of Doordash, man, we're going to talk about a little Doordash today in the sense of why I was able and how I was able to leave Doordash to pursue a career in YouTube full time. Hope you guys like stories because I'm going to tell you a little story. So I start doing, for those of you who aren't familiar with Doordash Dad, the original channel, which this one is kind of based off of in name, I started DoorDash in February of 2019. I used to drive a school bus and everything aligned up where I needed to be able to be available for my son. So I start doing a school bus. Every time I tell somebody about me driving a school bus, I tell them that when the kids are in school, when they're not in school, what do you think a bus driver does? There's nothing to do. You might have little trips and things like that that you can take midday, but I needed to be able to care for my son and take him to school and not someone else's child. So I decided to start doing DoorDash. I had never know. No, actually, I started doing Instacart. That led to DoorDash, and that led to DoorDash Dad. And I did that for five years in February. That's pretty much when I gave it up for good. February of this year, I was on and off. But I knew last summer, in the summer of 2023, I'm sitting there in my car, and these $2 orders are coming in. These $3 orders are coming in. People aren't tipping, and I said, it's time for me to go. I start getting angry and talking about a job you hate. We talk about financial freedom all the time and being away from jobs and being our own boss, but we're kind of a slave to the apps at this point, right? You're always a slave to something. You might not have a person or something in particular tell you what to do, but you're going to slave for something or another if you want to reach your goals. So the tipping point for me was in September of 2023. I take my car. I have a Nissan Altima. I take my car to be serviced. And I get there, oil change, and I take it to the dealer. They do the 21-point inspection and stuff like that. Well, no, it was before that. I'm sorry. I usually take my car to the dealer to get an oil change because they do the 21-point inspection. So I had done a deliver that, and we'll talk a little bit about them being part of the gig economy, but I had done a deliver that. Now, originally, as you can see, I got on the NFC North champions. Obviously, I'm a Detroit Lions fan obviously, right? So I was debating on whether or not this is last season, early in the season, the Packers played the Lions in Lambeau. And I was going to go early in the season since everybody knows how freezing it is in Lambeau. So I was going to go early in the season. So I take a job with Deliver That, not too far from mine. It was decent. So I'm coming home, making my way home, and I hear this grinding in my car. And I'm like, so as I'm stopping, I pull away from the stoplight. So I start hearing this weird noise. It got louder and louder and louder. So I come home, I park the car. The next day I immediately go to the dealership. I pull in, they look at the car, they give me an oil change, they give me the service. They tell me that I need new brakes. I need 4 new tires. Basically, I needed $2,000 worth of stuff. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, you took it to a dealer. What did you expect? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you got a point there. However, I had paid over $2,200, and I know for a fact that it was a struggle to make that $2,200. So the profit wind up being bigger than what I had to pay. So I was losing more money. So I take that back. I said that wrong. I was losing more money than I was making. And it was at that point I had already had a horrible summer. If you guys have done gig work, it tends to slow down in the summer because more people are out of the house. So I had a horrible summer. It had been growing to the point where the DoorDash chime was literally like the Winter Soldier activation words. It was just like that. And I decided, you know what, Derek, it's time to go. It's time to go. So at that point, the NFL season is coming around. I pursue it a little. I'm doing my other channels, and I'm having moderate success. When I started YouTube talking Detroit Lions, because this is now year 6 for me, I said by year 5, I wanted to do full-time YouTube. And that's a combination of everything YouTube. Affiliate links, sponsorships, multiple channel, AdSense, the whole thing. And this year, I was able to reach that. But I knew early on, I couldn't imagine if I had to do it now. And I left it all. I left it all. Now, when I did start this channel, that was the intent. The intent of formerly known as Doordash Dad, keeping Doordash Dad and my channel name was for you guys to find me and know it was me, but formerly known. And my banner says, be more. I had to let this thing go. I'm going to tell you why. And another reason. So I started doing the delivered Zifty. I started doing those. And for a while, Deliver That was great. Making a couple, probably $400 to $500 a week. Multiple jobs. My max jobs I've had in a day is 4. Summer comes along. Now the jobs has gone down and down and down. And now I don't even get any orders. I don't get one single order. Zifty, you're not notified. You're only notified. It's rare or that you are needed. They'll notify you, send you a nice little reminder. But I got tired of playing that game. They play better. They pay pretty decent. But this is before Deliver That went to where they ditched the tip pool, which has been a few months now. So then you got Delivered. Delivered is popping. I get orders every day. And they're 20, 25. I had one today that was $45. $45. But here's why I was able to why I made the decision to leave it all behind. I still have the apps on my phone. I haven't opened, as a matter of fact, my car insurance is about to expire. I'm going to update it with Uber Eats and Zifty, and I'm going to open up Grubhub and see if they've deactivated me for inactivity. And I would like to do at least to Deliver That, but I haven't gotten a Deliver That offer in a few months. So I can't even keep my preferred status if I wanted to. But I'm going to tell you how my mindset changed. I made on one of my channels $122 yesterday by making videos. $122. On my other channel, I made more than that. So when I see, and this is not a gloat or a look at my revenue, or for those of you who are trying to get monetized, or you've got monetization and you're not getting any views, trust me, that happened to me too. Or you're still working toward monetization, but you're not quite there. So I'm not trying to, that's not what this is. But I start to realize, okay, Derek, what would you rather do? Would you rather pursue something that you know will benefit you far greater, or keep chasing these $20 orders? So I made $122 and I never left the house. I never left the house. What I did a live stream. In that live stream, I use the software that I'm using now, and I make segments. I turn those segments into videos. And those videos from an hour live stream made me $122 in AdSense, which means they really made, I really made about $260, $265 yesterday. YouTube takes their 45%. So I started to see that. I have right now 3 monetized channels. One of them is dormant, may not do anything with it. I'm working on building a few more. And I have something else going on as well. That's not mentioning affiliate links, sponsorships, things like that. And October, for those of you who are monetized, was an insane month. Insane. Because there was a lot of Google AdSense that was being dumped out for a particular reason, which I'm not going to say. So I started to weigh. Do I stay frustrated and I keep doing $3, $4 orders, people who don't tip? I'm burning oil. I'm burning gas. I got gas. Let me tell you a story. All right. Continue to the story. Doing gig work, I got gas every other day. I would wait till my car was about halfway empty. I would go get gas. And I was a full-time dasher, but I dashed part-time hours. So I wasn't out there for 8 hours. I would go out because my son was doing homeschool. And then he got into regular. He went back to school, and it was impossible. I had to be home. So I had to make a choice, and I decided that it would be better and more productive and more profitable to just pursue YouTube. So I wind up making the money that I made in October. And there was a story that I wanted to tell you that I'm trying to remember, but maybe it'll come back to me. But I decided that it was better for me to just pursue this, take a chance. I'm not saying you do that, but it was better for me because this is not something that happened overnight. This is something that has been in the making for a very long time. So that's what it was, gas. See, I talked myself in the circle, got there. So I went to the Indianapolis Colts game November 24th, which was the Sunday before Thanksgiving. Filled up before I left, went down there on the way back, had to get gas, drove from Indiana, wind up getting to half a tank. Half a tank. This is November 24th. I have not experienced this in 5 years. I actually got gas for the first time Sunday, the 15th of December, since that day. So I literally was able to go 3 weeks on half a tank. And I wasn't even empty. I still had, but I got gas because I was on my way to the Detroit Lions Buffalo Bills game. Shout out to the W. You know who you are. Hey, you got the best of us that day. Congratulations. Shout out to your team. Maybe we'll have a round 2. I made a calculated, it wasn't, I'm not going to say a risk. This was a plan that was several years in the making. But you have chasing. I don't even get deliver that orders anymore. They don't even come through. And if they do come through, I don't hear them. They got a new app and people were complaining that there's no sound. But before that, with the old app, wasn't getting anything. Delivered, they come through. I could stay busy with deliver, but then I say, like for instance, do I want to leave the house? Yeah, I could leave the house and do a $45 order, or that I'll get paid the next day. Shout out to Deliver. Or I can stay home, build my YouTube, build my brand, focus on the brand and business I'm trying to build here. And yeah, I don't get paid immediately. You don't get paid the work that you do in 1 month. You don't get paid until the 21st, the following month. So October, we didn't get until November 21st. November, we get on Monday, which because today is the Wednesday, the 18th. We would get it on Saturday, but Saturday is a weekend and YouTube doesn't pay on the weekends or an American holiday. So I start weighing the benefits. What should I do? Do I go out, dress up, set up, all that stuff? I don't have to dress up, but when I say dress up, I wear the khakis, the shirt. Do I do that, set up for $45 the next day? Or do I sit and work and do a live stream, make a bunch of videos, and get paid 3 times as much? And that's what I've been doing. And that's how I was able to leave Doordash behind. This was not and I would love to still do. I would still do Delivered. I would still do Deliver that. That was the plan. The plan wasn't necessarily to completely walk away, but it's hard to do anything when you're not getting any offers. Or if they're 20, it seems like, because Deliver got a new app as well, and it seemed like right when that new app came, the orders just stayed $20. They just do not move. And I had the nerve to think I was going to be elite with Delivered. So it was a decision, and that's why you don't see anything on this channel. I can't do anything. The only options I have was Uber, Grubhub, DoorDash. You got trash, more trash, and no orders. And then you have Deliver That, Delivered, and Zifty. And I'm tired of fighting. I'm not going to fight. Like I said, Deliver That doesn't even chime. I don't even know what the new chime, if it has a different sound. I have no idea. I have no clue. I do appreciate that with the new app with Deliver, there's more than one chime. It used to go off one time. Dun-dun-dun. That was it. So anybody out there who's going through, I couldn't even imagine the struggle that you're going through with this. And I don't know how long this will be like this for me. But for right now, this was not something that happened overnight. I've been working very hard for this. And that's how I was able to leave. And one of the reasons I left Doordash and the gig economy, it's not completely gone because I think it's always in you. You always keep the maps in your back pocket just in case. And sometimes I might get bored and want to do something. I might. But that's how I was able to leave Doordash and the gig economy behind for real this time and go full-time YouTube. And now, the more work you put into YouTube, the more return I'm getting in my investment, which makes it even more difficult to even consider working for somebody else, doing much more work. It's not even about the work, it's about the time. Because I realize the time is something I cannot get back. And I don't want to waste my time doing something that's going to pay me a fraction of what I can make doing what I love to do, something that I'm building for not only me, but the future as well. So, again, appreciate you guys. If you come across this video, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. If there's anything you want me to talk about, previous gig work, my gig work, I don't really want to talk about my gig work experience, but how I used gig work to start a YouTube channel, let me know if you want. Any other YouTube questions, be more than happy to give you whatever my thoughts on them are.